Hello, Dr. Esselstyn, David Brown here. I don't know if you remember me or not. You've got thousands of people that you're taking care of. And in fact, we watched the latest Plant Strong weekend a while back. So forgive me if I end up saying Essy at some point. You're kind of like family to us here now. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what's been going on with me and kind of as a data point, maybe for you partly, and also if you have willingness to give me a little feedback, that would be helpful as well. We came to see you at one of your weekends back in, I think it was about June of 2018. We had spoken by phone in 2017, and I've been diagnosed with about a 50% blockage in the LED. I think another below 50 and one other, and then the other two were clear. I've been experiencing some pains around the breastbone. They were like, it felt like on the top of the breastbone and always within that specific area. And they usually came after exercise, not during. And they would last either, for a short time or a longer time. And quite often they would end up going kind of into my stomach and felt like a tummy ache and just went away. Um, that sort of gradually went away after a while as I started losing weight. I started at 245 at the very low point of my diet, which was the middle of 2019 last year. I was down to about 198.2, I believe. That 200-pound mark was a toughie. And my biggest concern or problem with the diet really has been our travel. I sent you a note after coming back from Ireland a couple of years ago, bemoaning the fact that it was really difficult to get anything oil free. The same thing happened in the UK, which was a longer trip last year. So if you think about June, July last year, and then coming back in September, at that point when I came back, I gained a couple of pounds, but I started noticing some kind of strange things. Um, when I got back, I was feeling a little lightheaded on and off. And I started noticing that my resting heart rate had dropped into the 50s to the point where occasionally it got to the 40s, and I was a little concerned about it. I talked with my cardiologist. We dropped I'm on a kind of a high dosage of atenolol for the AFib, 150 milligrams. We dropped it to 100. And then I found out that I had an middle ear infection. Thought maybe that was part of the problem. And the doctor stupidly gave me something that was not good for me. And my blood pressure shot back up. So I went back on the 150 milligrams with my cardiologist's permission. And I've been there since. But I had a few other weird kind of things going on that seemed to be happening throughout the diet. I would get kind of unexplained stomach pains. And then after coming back in the early spring, I started to have some more abdominal pains below my breasts and in that area. That were with me for maybe 4 or 5 months, completely unexplained. There were no other symptoms with it, and then they went away. But during that period of time, I also found that I started getting floaters, really, really bad floaters. And I went to an ophthalmologist that's a specialist in that area, a retina guy. And he thought he saw some retinal tears. Turns out there weren't any. I went to another ophthalmologist later, and this first guy did laser treatment on me that I didn't need. Don't you love that? But I still have the floaters, and they're really bad. And I'm wondering if there's anything that I might be missing in the diet that's causing this to happen. I had all these kind of strange things going on, and I really can't explain, why they were happening. Over the course of the last few months, well, the last year really, my weight started coming back up. I will confess, I was on the diet very strictly up until the time we would go overseas. somewhat off it, but trying to remain 100% vegan when overseas. But you know what that is. And then when we came back, I let my guard down a bit. We didn't go wild. We still ate at home all the time. We don't do McDonald's or fast food or anything like that. But I had a quarter cup of nuts with a glass of wine every evening, maybe, or a little thing like that. Maybe we would get the occasional rare stone crab claws and have one of those every 6 weeks. We weren't going crazy. So really not too much change, but my weight was going up. Ended up going up to as much as about 208. Today I'm around 206. I've gotten stricter now over the last few weeks, about 2 weeks now. It concerned me enough that I thought, well, I must be doing something wrong. So I've gotten much more strict. We stopped the nuts. People say they're good for you. I understand the problem. We don't have oil at all, ever. And all of our recipes are out of your cookbook or Dr. McDougall's. So, we're pretty much devotees from that standpoint. So enter back the sternum pains. And now I'm having the sternum pains again. Well, not today, but last earlier part of the month, I was having those sternum pains again. They started probably July-ish. And I noticed that I was getting a little lightheaded again. My pulse was coming down occasionally. I don't seem to do well with walking in hot sunshine and high humidity. I know it's important to exercise, and I try to go out and walk every day, but in the summer months when it's really, really hot, we go between Florida and Georgia. The humidity really bothers me. So I saw my cardiologist yesterday. He was a bit concerned about it. He wants to do a PET scan now. I'm a kind of a hands-off guy. I don't like any kinds of procedures, but he started talking about stents and things like that. He doesn't have enough information to make that suggestion right now, and he acknowledges that. He's a good guy, and I think takes reasonable care of me. But I'm obviously concerned about that. So today I went for a walk. I came back. I haven't had any issues at all. I don't know if my being on the diet is beginning to take effect. Well, more on the diet is beginning to take effect, or what's going on. Just to give you a brief overview of what we typically eat in the morning, we have a bowl of oatmeal with maybe a tablespoon or more of fruit. I do have a glass of orange juice, always have. I like my orange juice, and I use it when I'm taking my various pills. We take Juice Plus. We have during the day, one full Juice Plus Complete, which is full of ancient grains type stuff and things like that. And in the morning, we put kale and other greeny kinds of things in there. In the afternoon, we have the other half, and it has some bananas and other kinds of fruit. Nothing sugary, it's all natural. So I don't know if that's creating an issue. We have our main meal usually around 1:30 or so in the afternoon. It's always, as I say, one of your kind of a recipes or something similar that Arlene's concocted using your techniques. And we'll have fresh fruit afterwards as a snack before dinner time, which we try to eat by 6 o'clock. We might have a little snack. I found some no-fat taco shells that we use, and have that with a little salsa sometimes, or sometimes some hummus that Arlene makes with your recipe. We've been trying to find Rips hummus, and Publix isn't carrying it anymore. It's really bad. I like especially that red pepper one of his. So we're pretty much creatures of habit. We eat that way. And then for dinner, we just have a salad with lots and lots of fresh greens. And we use nothing but balsamic vinegar for the dressing. That's it. That's pretty much our entire day. I have a cup of decaf. Oh, I do have 1 cup of caffeinated coffee in the morning, and occasionally a cup of decaf. And I have a cup of decaf at night. That's it. I drink lots of water. Nothing else crazy going on. And like I say, we just don't do fast food. And right now with the pandemic, especially, we don't even go out and eat anyways. So, you know, it's interesting, I guess, because it might be a data point for you. Maybe what I'm telling you is that even going off the diet just that little bit has made a negative difference to me. I don't know. But, you know, if you're so inclined and would like to give me your thoughts, an email would be fine on this or any suggestions you might have. I certainly don't want to get into the stent issue. I've been able to convince my cardiologist before that the diet was going to work, and it did, but now he's concerned. I am looking at one thing, and I sent him a note today. He might think it's stupid, but I did find that there is one of the conductivity issues with the heart that can affect a low heartbeat can be caused by beta blockers, and I'm on a rather high dosage. So my suggestion to him was perhaps we drop the dosage down and see if that makes any change. But other than that, I feel fine. I mean, I've never had any pains while I'm exercising, and you know, I'm still not carrying around nearly as much weight as I was, so I feel really good. But I can't explain why these changes have been happening, especially this year, and especially the floaters. I mean, that to me, that says that I'm missing something that I might not be supplementing. I am taking, I think it's 2,000 IU of vitamin D every day. I take a vitamin B12 and some Juice Plus pills. I take a daily aspirin because of the AFib, and some magnesium, a few things like that. But nothing really that would be in conflict with the diet. So that's my story. I hope it's not boring. I hope it helps you in some way, maybe. And if you feel that you could comment in any way, like I say, just drop me a note and send it back. I'd love to hear from you. We miss seeing you guys. We actually felt a part of the family when we were up there. We really enjoyed our trip to Cleveland. We do have family in Cleveland, actually, so be a good excuse to come back someday. But we wish you guys all the best. Keep doing what you're doing. It's great work, and love to you and your family. Take care now. Bye-bye.